Hey guys, it's Anna. Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a roundup review of latest fragrance releases. I feel like every single day a new fragrance release is coming out. I can't keep up. I'm completely overwhelmed, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot that looks interesting, so much that I want to sample. So I hope this helps you decide if you want to check any of these out or if we're gonna pass. These have all been very kindly sent to me. I'm gonna go ahead and, as always, give you my honest thoughts about them. So the very first perfume I have here is the new Rare Eau de Parfum fragrance from, of course, Rare Beauty. Love the accessibility for people with dexterity issues, and that also this remains a very elegant presentation. And then as for the perfume inside, I think this is a really beautiful, cozy, warm, comforting vanilla fragrance, amazing for fall. It's a very easy reach scent. It's something that can suit a ton of occasions. There is sweetness provided, of course, from the dominant vanilla, but it's nothing too sweet. I would classify it as an elegant gourmand. Not only does it have the vanilla, it also has this warm, smooth caramel peeking through. There's fresh spiciness from ginger to cut through the sweet qualities a bit. It has a nice smooth sandalwood base, some musk, a little bit of pink pepper in there. And although there is pistachio listed in here, I'm not picking that up. I love the smell of this perfume, but, and you probably know what I'm going to say because a lot of people have been talking about it, but this is eerily similar to Burberry Goddess EDP. If you already own that fragrance or something like it, you don't need this. Out of this DNA, Lattafa Angham happens to be my favorite. If I didn't already own that, I would absolutely be keeping this. It's beautiful, but just redundant in my collection. This will be going to my sister. I'm sure she will absolutely love it. Now, there are some tweaks, of course, so this could be better suited for you. If you're not a fan of lavender, a lot of people aren't, and that's going to be a reason, you know, the Burberry Goddess DNA is not going to be for you, but otherwise you liked that take on vanilla, 100% check this out. Rare, I would say, I think has a bit more ginger in comparison, and it has that inclusion of caramel. And also, of course, if you're looking for more accessible packaging, this is it. A truly comforting, warm, lovely vanilla. I could definitely see this being someone's signature scent. Lovely smelling perfume. I recommend it, but you know, depending on your collection, you may not need it. Next, I have Kajal Kolada. I would rate this a like overall. Personally, I much prefer Miami Nectar from Ellis Brooklyn for this category of pineapple coconut. I feel that that has a bit more going on, and it just has like a pull and addictive factor for me. To my nose, this is just pineapple, a musky coconut, and amber. It's just not doing anything for me. Also, to compare, this is more creamy and dense. Miami Nectar is much more juicy and fresh. Yes, it does smell pleasant. Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't excite me. And I also think it's quite pricey for the experience you get. If you're going for pineapple coconut, my vote is Miami Nectar. And if you're going for pineapple from Kajal, Lamar absolutely takes the cake here. Also, I do definitely get the pina colada inspiration, but this still very much so smells like a fragrance. It's not like so photorealistic, like this just straight up only smells like a drink. Next, I have the newest launch from Dyad. This is Again and Again. This was inspired by their best-selling candle Now and Again. I have not smelled that candle, but smelling this, I can absolutely picture a really chic home fragrance. But I want to make clear, this fragrance does not smell like a candle, if that makes sense. Like sometimes I experience perfumes and they're not for me because they have this kind of like waxy, maybe a little artificial undertone. You know, right? Like if something like, for example, like straight up smells like a Yankee candle, there's a smell. There's a specific smell that comes with certain candles. It smells good as a perfume, and I imagine smells really good as a candle. I am deeming this a like for me. I enjoy it. It's very unisex. It's chic, polished, and I would say it has a smooth earthiness. It's earthy and it has grounding qualities, but it remains fresh and it never goes heavy or too dark. It has a blend of citrus notes at the top. It has overall certainly like this musky, amberette, iris, woody presence. I get a sheer amber and definitely this really creamy quality coming through. There is leather in here, very beginner friendly, easy leather. Nothing, like I said, too dark, nothing animalic. It's like a supple, really worn in leather and like a light amount of leather, but you do get that peeking through. And it has just the tiniest hint of a sweet tone from tonka bean and vanilla. Not labeled a sweet fragrance by any means, just a kiss of that. It's kind of giving me like Ralph Lauren Home vibes, to be honest. It's creamy, powdery, and both kind of cool and cozy. And it is a softer wearing scent, so it's giving like quiet luxury vibes. Next I have Kayali Oudgasm Chocolate Oud 11. And when I first smelled this fragrance, like on a test strip and just from the bottle, I was like, ooh, that is too close to Angel Share from Kilian. But when I gave it a full wear test, because of course I'm always going to give everything properly a full wear test, that is when I was like, okay, no, they're not too similar. However, I don't think you need it if you have a Angel Share-esque fragrance in your collection. I think Angel Share is a fantastic fragrance, but for me, unfortunately, it ended up becoming just a bit cloying and bothersome for me. I don't know, because it smells really good, but for some reason, like sometimes a fragrance can just get a little bothersome, and there's not always a specific reason. Like there isn't a part of the fragrance that you don't like. It just doesn't quite feel like the right fit for you. Anyway, that was my experience with Angel Share. I'm vibing with this one more. This one is not as spicy dense. Angel Share has way more cinnamon, and although I do get like an apple-like vibe from Angel Share, it is certainly more pronounced in this. You definitely pick up on the caramel apple in Chocolate Oud 11. However, to my nose, I don't get a true caramel apple experience from this. I feel like I get an apple cider experience with caramel added. I'm getting more of a cozy, boozy, warm, spiked caramel apple cider. It smells really good. It screams holiday season. For people who like gourmands, it's very unisex. It's sweet and gourmand, but it's got depth. It's got woody notes, spiced rum, a little bit of incense. The name is a bit misleading for me. Maybe some of you out there get much more chocolate than I do. I personally wouldn't name this something having to do with chocolate because I really don't get a lot of it. I can pick it up, a nice smooth dark chocolate, but it's more of a supporting character. And the oud, I would say, is a beginner-friendly oud. I don't find it challenging in any regard, that note. I do think you have to like woody notes to love this, but I don't think you necessarily need to love oud. It's smooth. I'm quite enjoying it, and I think it will layer really nicely with a lot of holiday, fall, winter fragrances. And then the other launch to add to the Oudgasm line is Milky Musk Oud 30. Apparently, a lot of people are not jiving with this one. It does not have great reviews on Fragrantica. I have not gone through them because I want to form my own opinions. And if I like something, I like it. I don't have to read reviews. I've got my own review. Although this has not been getting rave reviews, this is personally my favorite fragrance in this lineup. I really like it. I think a lot of people were thrown off from the name being Milky Musk Oud, and so people are experiencing like a really creamy, lactonic, of course, scent. And there was a strawberry cream accord mentioned, and I think maybe people were thinking it would be like somewhat related or adjacent to the Yum Bougie marshmallow, but a more woody take maybe. And I love it because it's not so lactonic, because I really struggle with super lactonic milky fragrances. I love something creamy and cozy. I'm all about it. But as soon as we start getting real milky, it doesn't jive with me. I'm also a huge woody fragrance fan. That is one of my favorite profiles ever. It is very woody. It has a lot of pink pepper. It has incense. It's musky. All things I love. I find that this has both a very dry facet to it and very creamy qualities. The sandalwood and oud come off dry and earthy to me, but clean. This has a lot of pink pepper. I know not everybody enjoys that note. If you are not a pink pepper fan, you don't want a blast of it, this fragrance won't be for you. The incense, I would say, primarily comes off like an unlit incense, but it does have a subtle, smooth smokiness. It's got a clean, musky suede texture and a cocooning, soft, warm tonka bean. Gentle on the sweetness. I personally don't smell any of the strawberry cream. I'll just throw that out there. Creaminess, absolutely, but not strawberry cream. This is for people who enjoy the idea of a clean smelling, creamy, earthy, woody, spicy scent. Out of the whole Oudgasm collection, so far, this has been my favorite. Then I have Carner Barcelona La Playa. La Playa is the perfect name for this scent. It is very beachy, absolutely in the same family as Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. So if you have that, you don't need this. We have a lot of fragrances here that are reminding of others. Overall, I would say it is a pleasant scent. I personally don't love Soleil Blanc. I know that's an unpopular opinion. I do prefer this out of the two, but it just also has this waxy, low-key, like cardboard type coconut that I don't love. Definitely has a sunscreen quality to it, but Soleil Blanc, I think in comparison, has a bit more of that. This has more pistachio and musk. If I'm going for this type of fragrance family, 1000% it is Le Mar by House of Beau for me. I did quite enjoy this in the opening, but it was as it was drying down that type of waxy coconut was coming out for me. I know a lot of people love this type of scent, and a lot of people are loving La Playa in particular, and I can see why. I can see why people enjoy it. There's a level of nostalgia to this type of scent. It's beachy, you get the sunscreen vibe, it smells like summer and vacation. I really enjoy the bit of brightness that I had in the opening from the lemon. It has some, tropical ylang-ylang, lots of coconut, lots of musk. And then we had a new release from one of my favorite brands ever, House of Beau. A lot of people have been asking me for my thoughts and opinions on the new Cosmos. The inspiration behind this scent was to imagine what a fragrance would smell like in space, interacting with the cosmic elements. And I get it. I can sense that coming through. It smells like, to me, a really dark bar filled with leather seating, filled with smoke in space, if there was such a thing. I would say that Cosmos is House of Beau's most masculine release yet. For what I gravitate towards in my taste, it feels too masculine for me personally. I think the choice of cap that they went with is perfect and perfectly encapsulates the vibe of this scent. It's a metallized volcanic stone. So cool. This is a very dark, like I picture the color black smelling this, like you are out in space. Smoky leather oud fragrance primarily to me. Those are two notes that I really struggle with when it's a prominent leather, prominent oud, and when they come off animalic, which I would say there is an animalic facet and tone to Cosmos. So because of that and the smoke and the coal, it's not for me. If you are into leather and oud, dark, powerful scents, this has a unique twist to it. And I noticed that uniqueness coming out when Eric was wearing this. He also did a full wear test. On my skin, the smoked leather and oud dominate. On Eric's skin, I could pick up this background, really addictive, intriguing sweetness. And it's background. It's like hinting, like teasing this praline peeking out, also blended with cacao and whiskey. I really enjoyed that part of the fragrance. It's marketed as a metallic gourmand. I personally don't rate it as gourmand. On my skin, I got like 0 gourmand. On Eric's skin, I got like 20 maybe % gourmand. I think they did a good job with contrasting hot and cold elements. It's like fire and metal and stone in a bottle. It's got warmth from the aged whiskey and dragon's blood resin, the background sweetness, and then you have a bit of a cold edge from those metallic notes. To give you like a vague idea of the direction this goes in, think Initio Oud for Greatness, like 10% similarity in that kind of vibe, if you will. I get leather from Oud for Greatness because of the saffron, but I get way more leather from this. And I don't get an animalic undertone in Oud for Greatness, and I would also say that the sweetness is more noticeable in Oud for Greatness. So for those reasons, I feel that Oud for Greatness suits me and my tastes. Although it's not for me, I love that they're always staying true to themselves and going outside of the box. Last one for today, we have Queen's Caramel from Ellis, Brooklyn. And this is another fragrance that reminds me of another fragrance. In this case, Bianco Latte. However, I don't think that they're too similar that I can't have both in my collection, but do you need both? No. I'm keeping it because I do sense differences. I get a bit of a different vibe, but would I purchase this already owning Bianco Latte? No. This is much more airy, light compared to Bianco Latte. That is way more dense, creamy, thick. Also, Queen's Caramel has naturally more of a focus on caramel, where Bianco Latte has more of a focus on vanilla, but both of those notes are very prominent in both fragrances. This has caramel, maple sugar, wild honey, whipped coconut, vanilla orchid, white chocolate, vanilla bourbon, tonka bean. This is a true gourmand fragrance. Very sweet, sugary, but not at all heavy. So if you liked the experience of Bianco Latte, but just felt it was too much, try this. That being said, I can also see people experiencing this and saying, I want something stronger. It's not, you know, powerful enough. We're all looking for different things, so we have some different options. So like I said, this has more of a pronounced caramel in comparison, and I do certainly detect that maple sugar note. It's not overbearingly maple. It's not like I feel like I'm sitting here, you know, eating a sweet breakfast. It's not this intense syrupy experience, but you get that maple sweetness. It's very creamy. It's like airy, fluffy frosting. You totally get the milky, musky presence in the base. I know that I will be layering with this a lot this fall. I think it's delicious. You will definitely see me recommending it, but there's no need to purchase if you already have something like it. I know that there are people who are fans of these fragrances, so I'd love to find them a new home. If you happen to be based in the US and you're interested, comment down below. Let me know which you're interested in. To enter, besides, you know, the comment, make sure you're subscribed and like the video. We'll have the 2 winners in a week, and they will be posted as the pinned comment underneath this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so much. I hope you guys are having a great day and hope to see you in my next video.